But Arsenal started like a house on fire. Signing number 2 for this new era. It's Judgment Day, people. Yeah! What did your boy tell you? It was never in doubt. Never in doubt. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah. Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Your Football Show. Why can I hear something really, really loud? I don't know what it is. There we go. That's what it was. I'll stop that. How is everybody doing? I hope you are all doing fantastically well. It is me, Just Joe, and of course I'm with the likely lads, the regulars on a Wednesday, the midweek fix boys. We've got Max, we've got JT, and we have got LUFC Lewis. I don't even need to call him that anymore. I just say, look at the mic. Look at the mic. Look at the mic. How are you all doing, boys? Let's just find out how everyone is. Who are we going to first? We'll go with Lewis. We'll go with the mic. Yeah. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, not disappointed at all with the weekend, other than the result, obviously. But
well,
yeah,
what plastic is not even disappointed, man.
My mood's not like down. I've not come out that weekend thinking, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm hopeful for tomorrow, so I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good. I'm glad to hear this. How's JT? All good?
All great, mate. All great in the hood, mate. There's some big news, some big, mucho grande news to talk about later. So when I heard that, I jumped off my seat that I was in. And yes, I'm absolutely buzzing, mate. Great news, great time, and I'm here with the boys. How are we all?
I'm going to give you your moment, your time to shine when it comes to that specific topic. Don't worry about that. And Max, man, how are you, mate? Maximilian?
Good, yeah. Had a payday chippy before, so I'm feeling good. Ready for the midweek fix.
Payday chippy. What did I have? I had a pizza. My gas cooker finally came on Sunday. I can actually cook food instead of microwave stuff.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Well, I'm actually having a chippy myself today. Great minds think alike, Max.
Oh, Darwin Núñez. Sorry. I'm watching Liverpool. He's just smashed the post. What did you say? Sorry, JT?
No, I'm saying great minds think alike. Having a chippy myself today. It's in the oven, though, because, you know, unlike Lewis, you know, I actually prioritize the show. You know, I'm a professional man, so I'll leave it in the oven, let it get all crusty and gone off before I eat it. But, you know.
Before we just see smoke on his stream about halfway through.
Have you got
smoke?
Absolutely.
Have you got fake tan on today, JT?
Fake tan? No, mate.
Yeah,
I'm just an immigrant, brother.
Where's your light, man? Where's your light? Where's the light?
I'm just an immigrant, brother.
Just an immigrant.
I love that.
My light's on. What's happened to yours, brother? You had some
Mine's
fancy lighting
fine.
on. No, it's not, mate. You're washed out again. You're lighting in the bed. You need to turn your actual bedroom lights off because your lighting before was good. Today,
you now look really white, bro. You look really white.
I am
white. But like white. I'm white, but this gives me that little little tinge, bro.
I'll change the warmth.
I have got some bronze. I've got some bronzing L'Oreal moisturizer, and sometimes I do look in the mirror and I go, you know what? I'll just stick a quick layer on before I go live, man. Straight up makeup. I need a little makeup woman, don't I? When they got makeup artists to come in and
need a runner.
A runner. That's it. One day
I can go on holiday in 10 seconds if you want.
Go on then. Oh, nice.
Got a nice little tan there, didn't I?
10 seconds.
Yeah, I messed that up, didn't I?
Yeah, we better move it on though, because there was a guy last week who came in my comments and went, "Any chance of some football chat?" I was like,
you know, I don't even feel like speaking about football today, to be honest.
You know what?
Did you guys see the rugby the other day? You know, it's actually some good stuff. You know,
I don't watch that sport.
You don't watch rugby?
It's not really for me.
Finally, something we agree on. Terrible sport. If anyone in this chat likes rugby, you're delusional, man. Get away from here.
Play rugby league. I played rugby league
because I know a lot of people actually love it.
Used to play rugby league. I tried it once, mate. Queensbury Crushers, and I got handed off to the face, and that was it. I wanted to fight him, and then I realised I do not have the temperament for this sport.
Yeah, no, I played it in year 7, and the 2 fattest guys in the year jumped on top of me the second I got the ball, and the PE teacher had to literally grab my arm from underneath them, drag me out of the pile that I was on. And at that point, I was like, yeah, nah, GG, I'm done with this. I'm done with this sport. It's boring as well, man. It stops every 2 seconds for some scrum or some geezer lying on the floor having a cigar, whatever the hell he's doing.
Big thing, rugby league in Cumbria. I played at Wembley for school.
Oh, really?
When I was 11, we played on Wembley, the new Wembley. When it was one of the first, I think it was one of the first finals ever on it. The Challenge Cup final we played before that on the pitch. It was.
Oh, I thought you were in the final.
Nice.
Where we were, but we played before the proper adults.
Yeah.
But it was weird that the turf on Wembley, it's like
Is that your main sport, rugby, then?
And it's like when you run on it, it's like bouncy. It's so weird.
It would be nice to play.
Was that your main thing, rugby?
No.
What was your main sport?
Football.
Football. Jeez. Box to box. You look like a bit of a box.
I've always been a defender.
Really? How tall
Where
are
do
you?
Where do you think I played? Where do you think I played?
Target man up front.
No.
Big man, little man. You played off the striker.
Nah, I was a fullback, mate.
I was exactly what I was about to
left
say.
back on the bus.
Yo, bro, you're not far wrong, you know. You're not far wrong, you know. I was left back, man, and I'm right-footed. They just had to find a position for me, I think. Yeah. I do miss them days. I wish I still played now, to be fair, but I haven't played for years, you know, not even 5-a-side. It's bad times.
Yeah. Lewis just plays the field instead.
Hey, I was a prominent right winger, I'll have you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you got
Prominently
tricks?
shite.
Have I got what?
Have you got tricks?
I have tricks.
You have tricks?
Flipping hell,
No.
mate. He's got
I
about
have
as
no-
much
Guess his
tricks
cards
as a
are-
Walmart
I have
RUD.
no- Nah, I just had pace for like 20 seconds and then I'm done.
You're blowing a gasket.
Yeah, blowing a gasket. On a sprint, no, outdo anyone, but after that, may as well just take me off.
Nah,
Yeah.
man.
Done
You look slow, mate. You look slow. I can see it in your eyes.
And you've got seaweed trim again, lad. What's going on? What's going on? Do you know what? I actually, when I went in that stream and I hopped in, I'm like, JT's fade looking fresh, and now you've gone back to looking homeless, man.
Yeah, I can
offside,
do
right?
it. I
Yeah.
can go on my Darwin Núñez. If Darwin Núñez scores, I'll go back on it. But you know, I think this.
Darwin Núñez scored tonight.
He scored.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. Absolutely. Here we go then.
Right, come
Back
on,
up
sort
it
it out.
goes.
You look like you've been dragged through a bush backwards, lad. Come on.
Jared Bowen's got a penalty for Liverpool though, as we speak, so maybe it'll be one.
What is he transferred?
No, not for. Did I say for Liverpool?
Yeah.
Oh,
He said
yeah.
Jared Bowen's got a penalty for Liverpool.
There you go. It's for West Ham, and Alisson saved it. Shocking penalty. Alisson saved it. 1-0 Liverpool still. Right, let's talk about Leeds United then. I've gone pretty big this week, lads. I don't know if you've had a chance to see a bit of my socials on my channel, but I went big on Bamford. I've gone big on Patrick Bamford.
He's a big guy, to be fair.
Yeah, he is, man. And I think he's going to bags. But before we get into that, before we look ahead to Bamford and to senior FIRPO and all them guys, right? Let's talk about Arsenal. Let's talk about. So for me, going into the game, no confidence whatsoever. Coming out of the game, yes, we lost, but I've now got renewed confidence going into Leicester. The performance for me was really, really good. And if you compare my mood last week's show to this, like I'm bouncing. I'm like, yo, we're gonna get a result on Thursday. I think we'll get a result on Sunday. All that sort of stuff. 6 points for flying. That's where I'm at currently right now. Max, where's your head at after that performance? Just tell me where you're at now, and then we'll pick some bones out of the actual, winners and losers, if you like. Rodrigo, no. But go on, Max.
Yeah, I mean, before the game, although I'd made like a video on how we could get at them with it, I sort of thought it's not going to happen. And I think when we predicted it, we all said we were going to lose. I think I said 2-1 to Arsenal, and we just managed to actually play well for an entire 90 minutes. And obviously, we'll talk about the what happened in the game. But for a mistake, we actually played so well against a team who's top of the league, and it's one of them where before kickoff you're like, we're going to lose this, and when it gets later on in the game, you're thinking we should be getting something from this. So it's frustrating to lose, but like you say, big confidence coming from that game.
Yeah, I don't think we are thinking we're going to lose, though, because whenever the big boys, whenever someone tries to come to Ellen Road and play us at our own game, we've seen it already now. We saw it with Chelsea. We saw it with Arsenal. They can't live with us. Like you were saying before rather eloquently about teams sitting back like Everton, parking 10 men behind the ball the whole game, and how hard it is for us to break them down. When teams come at us, leave gaps in behind, try and play us at our own game, especially at Ellen Road, which we're making an absolute fortress. I know we haven't got the results, but when we start pressing teams back and we get the crowd on them, that 12th man is really coming forward, man. Chelsea couldn't live with us. Arsenal, how we walked away not winning that game is beyond me. That is one of the biggest forms of daylight robbery I've ever seen, man.
The numbers back that up as well, JT, because we've actually conceded the least goals at home in the whole Premier League. It's just 3. It was 2, now obviously Arsenal 3, and that was due to an error by Rodrigo. But Lewis, just on what JT said, it makes a fantastic point, on about when teams come and play. Yeah. But does that mean for you, though, like, ideally, really, we need to come up with another way of playing when these teams don't come and play? Because we said, as a spectacle, we all said the game will probably actually be enjoyable because Arsenal will come and play and therefore our counter-press will work. But when we're expected to go against Fulham, will Fulham come and play? Or will they look to sit back, ball to Mitrovic, get players off him, and then do we struggle to break them down?
Well, it's literally one of the first things I tweeted after that game. I do a series of tweets, as you know, give my thoughts. And I literally said there and then that we saw today what we can do when we are allowed to play. We saw the same against Chelsea. We were unreal. It wasn't just good, it was unreal. Like, if we played like that week in, week out, you're talking top 6, pushing top 4. I swear down.
You would think it was us that were top of the league and not them.
Genuinely, that performance was better than most of last season. And the best under Marsh by none. So
but better than Chelsea? No.
It was.
No. I struggled to see a game where we won 3-0 and a game where we failed to score. There were portions in it, but you do have to look. What I would say the difference is, if you're saying half of football, maybe, because the first half and the second half were very different, in my opinion. Chelsea, we battered about 80 minutes of the game. The Arsenal game, I'd say about 55, 60 minutes.
I'd disagree with that. I would, because with Chelsea...
Just land your point, though, Lewis.
Well, yeah, so I'm basically going to say that we saw what we can do when we're allowed to play against teams that allow us to and come and play against us. The problem is that, yes, we'll see that against Arsenal, but then we go to Leicester, who are bottom at league and are going to do anything to try scrape a point or 3. They will know that not allowing us to play is our downfall, because as of yet we haven't been able to adapt to that, right? So until I see proof that we can adapt to 2 situations, 1, a game where we're not being allowed to flow, and 2, a game where we've been on top, we lose we lose being on top, like we're not dominating anymore, and then we can't get back to where we were. That's 2 situations that need resolving. But as of yet, we haven't seen that. We've only seen us at us best against teams who allow us to play. So it is 100% a topic that needs to be discussed. Until we see any change, tomorrow is vital. Vital. But yeah, with JT's point about Chelsea, with that game, even though yes we won 3-0, I didn't come out of that thinking we've just absolutely played them off the park, like battered them, like the football was exquisite. Sunday, sorry,
you didn't play them off the park.
Chelsea,
they could barely live with us, man.
Mate, the football wise, it wasn't. We didn't watch it and think like that was absolutely world
We pressed them back into the dark ages, mate. When they left that stadium, they couldn't even see colour anymore.
They
were so
Chelsea.
far back, they could actually see Spurs winning a trophy. So let's calm down about we didn't outplay them.
Just on that though, like again,
we didn't outplay them.
just on that though, like again, like let's forget about Chelsea. That's been and gone, but we are pressing monsters. Like in terms of the players, you know, the likes of Aronson, Adams, all of them. Like in terms of pressures per 90, like we are up there. I think there's only Jordan Ayew who's up there challenging the Leeds boys, who coincidentally used to also play for Bielsa, which is a bit of a mad one. Just pressing monsters, aren't we? But it's whether or not that team will allow us to press. I was talking to a Leicester fan yesterday, and he seems to think they'll try to play out from the back. They try to play out from the back. That plays into Leeds United's hands every single day of the week. So that's what we want to hope for. But just on Arsenal, Max, I'll come to you. I got called a coward by someone on the watch along for blaming the result on Rodrigo. For me, I mean, he was the reason we lost that game, Max. I don't want to see him starting on tomorrow night. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, when you take so. It's so over dramatic to call you a coward for that.
No, I know, right?
It tickled me.
Yeah. I actually said, don't ever call me a coward.
When I see you in the streets, it's a different story, man. I got Lewis. He'll come and dust you up.
The thing is with it, if Rodrigo doesn't do that and we still are terrible in front of goal, we draw the game. It's his fault we lost because he gave away the only goal. And what he was doing, I have no idea. But I'd like to see him dropped for it because he's done it before. I've seen him do that multiple times before where he's got his back to their goal, so he's facing his own goal. Someone passes it into his feet and he just thinks he's going to yeet it as far as he can as if it's going to just suddenly go viral on Twitter, Rodrigo worldie pass or something. Because why?
It was an exquisite pass, though, wasn't it? It was an exquisite
Saka. But why? It just baffled me. Why? I just said on the street, I went, "What's he doing? Why? Like, there's no excuse for doing that. It's ridiculous."
The screenshot's worse.
It's brutal.
That JT tweet's class. Try and explain this without context.
I've got him muted. I haven't seen it.
I've just got to look now. He's not very active on the old Twitter.
So do my parents, mate. So do my parents.
But it's just what he was doing. I'll never know. But I don't think he should be in next. I don't know why Bamford didn't start. One thing I did actually say.
It's got to be fitness, hasn't it?
Yeah, but one thing I did actually say as well, as well as fitness, I think sometimes he might start Rodrigo because he knows that Rodrigo's not the best at pressing. And if Bamford's only got 45 minutes in him, when he comes on and everybody else is tired, I think he lifts the team because of how much he runs, how much he tries, how much he presses, and how much he really goes for it up front and leads the line. I feel like that gives people a bit of a new lease of life. So if he's only got 45 minutes in him, I can see the logic in bringing him on in the second half to sort of revitalize everyone and make everybody get up for that press again. But obviously it didn't work because Rodrigo had already done the damage by that point. And then obviously Bamford had a nightmare. But it's a weird toss up because if he's not got 90 minutes in him, what do we do up front?
Yeah. Did it, JT, like, obviously, someone said, this is the maddest logic when they go, Rodrigo wouldn't have missed that pen. Yeah, but Bamford also wouldn't have fucking assisted the opposition, so it swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
Yeah.
But JT, where do you stand on Patrick Bamford? Because I've seen a lot of disrespect for him over the last week.
I have seen a lot of disrespect, and if I'm honest, I think where you're coming from is more of an angle of the reason you're so anti against Rodrigo is because you've seen this disrespect before for Bamford. And I was saying it myself. I was like, mate, Rodrigo is absolutely licking his chops walking away at full time because Bamford has completely taken the heat off Rodrigo. Now, anyone talking about that game is talking Bamford. So you're kind of going from the angle of, okay, but look at what Rodrigo did, the plonker. I mean, I don't know what the hell he's thinking, pinging some 40-yard reverse pass into Bukayo Saka. But at the end of the day, I don't think you can at the same time sit here and blame Rodrigo and then give Bamford a free pass and say Bamford's the saint, he's going to save us, when Bamford missed about 3 sitters in the game, including a penalty. I think the disallowed goal was unlucky, which he should have scored. I also think people have to caveat Bamford. And look at the fact that he did change the game when he came on. I think, yes, he missed a lot of chances. His pressing in behind, he created so much when he came on. But
if Rodrigo's on the pitch, some of those chances don't necessarily actually happen at all for it to
No.
even be missed.
But if Rodrigo's on the pitch, he does score the penalty, I think. So there is caveats both sides. I think Rodrigo slots that penalty. I think Bamford probably is a little bit less composed, especially. And what I did see from Bamford, he doesn't look 100% fit to me. He looks a bit like a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man in there. His arms and his legs, it's not really in sync. You know, he doesn't really have that coordination. When he was actually on the ball, he was losing it a lot. Like, he'd make the good runs in behind, he'd create the space, but ball to feet, he was making a lot of mistakes. But he's just coming back from injury. Rodrigo as well, injured himself, Rodrigo. And I don't think he really set a foot wrong before that ball.
I think I get more disappointed for Bamford than in Bamford, because he is so much a confidence player that if he misses those chances or he misses a penalty and stuff, that makes it worse for his drought and the fact he's coming back and that we know he's rusty anyway. For me, that makes it worse. And now he's going to go in thinking, bloody hell, if I can't score those, what am I going to be able to score? Do you know what I mean? So
if he were booting JT's head, he wouldn't have no complaints from me. But Bamford, actually, I thought Bamford, a big part of his game, which is improved, I thought, I mean, you might disagree, JT, from what you've just said, but his dribbling, he was going in and out of players like it was he was
going in and out.
Mate, he was like he was 5'6" and nimble, mate.
Yo, JT thinks Dan James is a good dribbler, man.
That's true.
Yeah, he is.
Mate, trust me. Like,
have you Googled Dan James or Twittered Dan James when Fulham are playing? Trust me, bro. Trust me. Give it a try and see what's being said.
And Fulham have like 4 family stands and they're still moaning about him.
Wow.
What I actually seen someone put, at least against Leeds, we can't play Dan James. That's what they put. Wow. And I was like, oh, I feel a bit sorry for him.
But no, I thought his dribbling, he was going inside and outside of players like it was like he'd been playing every game and he was sharp as all and he was 5'6" and nimble. Like, honestly,
I think
what's
that's
he
it.
doing?
I think that's a bit too overzealous there.
I don't.
I don't know. But
maybe it's
I think when he was running in behind, you've got a point. Like when he was running through in a straight line, it's decent. But anytime he actually had to use another vertex and he had to go left or right, you know, that's when a few complications arose.
No, I'm talking when he were in tight spaces, he got out of it. Like he had the ball to feet, and he got out of it. He were weaving in and out of players. Like,
he does have that. He does have that, bro.
He does have that.
I think he's improved. That is what I'm saying. Like it's much slicker. And I was like, for someone who's not match fit to be doing that, his performance all round was really, really, really good. The runs, but it's just.
He just needs one to get it going off his ass, bro.
And look, he scored. He scored.
Yeah, he scored. Yeah, exactly.
He scored. So we can't even say he did everything but score.
Now,
because he did.
If we get a penalty,
no, I thought he played well. Actually,
if we get a penalty tomorrow, do you want him taking it?
Well, if Rodrigo's on the pitch, he takes.
I think
no. Sorry, Lewis. Yeah.
Go on, Lewis.
I would. This is the thing. When we got the second penalty, he instantly stepped up, had the ball in hand. He were on the penalty spot. And I would, mate, I'll be honest, and you know I'm a Bamford fan and all this.
Yeah.
I thought 90th minute, the pressure, the fact that you've put one wide, the fact that you've been 1-on-1 3 times and not scored, we deserve and need this. Clicks on the pitch. I was just like, really? I get it for the confidence thing, but you've had one and you've missed that. You kind of missed your chance for that. Are you really going to do it again? And that's me who wants him to succeed. What does it say though
if a player takes the ball off him?
I get that. I remember take the ball off him, but Click did come over for a little chat. And then just
a couple of years ago, I'm sure there was an interview. I can't remember whether it was in the documentary or something. There was an interview, and I think Bamford was saying that him and Click, like there isn't one set penalty taker. He said that he will take one until he misses, and then if he misses, then it's Click's turn, and Click will take one until he. I'm sure I saw that somewhere, like that they will not just keep taking them, and if they miss, they like alternate. But I don't know if they obviously.
But that was when Click used to play, though, now, isn't it? Because now you've got Rodrigo who can take the penalties. Harrison's waiting for the penalties.
But he was
Rafinha was taking them last year, so. He's kind of all over the gaff now, which makes me just miss Rafinha would have guaranteed slotted that man. Oh, I miss him so much, man.
No player who's just left us is doing well.
Yeah, but Rafinha, man, he was doing well. He's kind of off a bit now, yeah. But
I've seen some clips of him doing really good stuff for Barcelona.
Yeah.
But he's being played left wing, man, and he's being brought off on 60th minute. It's like, what do you want to do?
Do you know what I don't understand? I just want to pick this up as well, right? So, Jay Smith said this, and a lot of people have said it. Has anyone, and I'm not taking, have you even seen Cine take a penalty? Because I haven't. Just because a player's a baller does not naturally mean that equates to them being good at penalties.
Yeah.
You've mentioned 3 ballers there. You've gone Cine, Aronson, Harrison as Jay Smith, but why do you think they can take penalties? I
think the set pieces say it itself. Like Rafinha was a baller and he took them. What I mean is, you know how Rafinha was taking our penalties as well because he was best player in the team, but he was also taking the free kicks because he was that good at set pieces as well as being a baller that everyone was like, okay, you take the free kicks. Sinistera hasn't really been taking all the free kicks. Jack Harrison.
But I don't think it's just that. I think it's also a bit to do with somebody's personality. Like when we got that penalty against Brentford at the end of the season, it was like Rafinha's taking this, and I said he seems like he's the only one who would have the stones to stay calm and put this in the back of the net. And sometimes you need somebody who's like Rafinha, who's a bit arrogant. You just know without even knowing him that he's the sort of player who stays cool in those situations.
He's a winner.
Do you know what I mean? So flair players, not necessarily, but if they're like Rafinha and they're just like, do you know what I mean? You could just sort of tell that he was going to score that penalty.
Harrison's a baller, but he can't take a corner to save his life.
He take a good free kick though.
Well, it's like but the point I make, just because I play like Joseph, just because I play as a baller, don't mean they can do everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
But you'd put your house on Bamford scoring that. I mean, the only other penalty he's missed for us, I think, were at QPR.
No, and the Wigan one, was bad.
Was it
one where we failed relegation when we lost?
Was it Bamford on the Wigan penalty?
Yeah, I think it was. I'm pretty sure.
Was it not Pab? No, was it not?
No, it wasn't. It was.
Was it Pablo? I thought it was. I could have sworn it was Bamford.
Bamford scored, put us 1-0 up.
1-0.
Yeah, but I thought
we'd never at that time we'd never lost a game under Bielsa
when we were winning.
Yeah, and then we lost. I don't know.
Those are some bad times, eh?
Bad juju, man. I was going like this in the preview. We're top of the home form table. Wigan are bottom of the away form table. They've never won away from them. I remember doing it all, man. I got killed for that off my mate.
Mate, we've had some rough times as Leeds fans, haven't we? We've been through the flipping ringer. Through the ringer, man. That championship, I've wiped that from my memory. Like, I can't even watch the championship anymore without getting scarred from all those bad times.
Championship PTSD.
Are we going to talk the Arsenal game specifically, or?
Yeah, if you want, we can move it on. What do you want to do? Do you want to talk more on the Arsenal game?
On the points of the disallowed goal and the full-time stuff with Gabriel.
Oh yeah.
Disallowed goal. Do we all agree? Disagree?
It should have not been disallowed, should it? Let's be honest.
It should have been gone. Well, what's the reason they give? The reason they gave was a foul, wasn't it?
The thing is,
you think it was a foul?
In these situations, as hard as it is, you've always got to think, what would you think if it was the other way around?
See,
and I think if Gabriel Jesus, it does a little light push and Cooper jumps out, falls out the way, we're all going, no, disallow it. Because, but
even if
in the modern game,
same with everything.
It shouldn't be disallowed. But those are now the rules, which it annoys me about football that you can't even touch, just put a hand on someone without them flying away from you, as if they've just been shot.
Yeah,
it's like the game's the game, and
it shouldn't be disallowed, but it should be disallowed. If that makes sense, it shouldn't be the rule. It shouldn't be the rule.
As in, we don't want that to be the rule, but because it is, it has to be disallowed because we want it at the other end.
It is very soft. It's harsh as anything, right? And even Arsenal fan TV or watching it live said they were all like, "Oh, it's a goal. There's not wrong with that." And then when it got disallowed, they're like, "What? We got away with one there, and it's because really it shouldn't be disallowed because there's not enough contact there for Gabriel to go flying like he does. But Gabriel anticipates the contact and he's smart and he plays it well.
He's bought it.
Yeah, but
it's like an alien fly.
But by the rule book, if that was anywhere else on the pitch, it's not even getting any attention. But because it's the lead up to a goal,
true.
it's the lead up to a goal, he has to disallow it because there is that little, no matter how small it is, that's what I like. It's like it shouldn't be disallowed.
You don't have to though. This VAR is broken, man. VAR is stupid.
That's the rule, is what I'm saying, man. That's the rule. Like if it's a lead up to a goal, it's like look at.
It wasn't a foul though. I know if it's a lead up to a goal, you have to get rid of it.
Look at the Man City Liverpool game, right? That contact from Haaland, it wasn't much. It was.
It wasn't, but I'd say it was more than what Bamford did.
Anywhere else on the pitch, if that's not a lead up to the goal, it's not getting brought back, man. It's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
It's not, but it was still more than what Bamford did.
Yeah.
Was,
but I'm saying, if there wasn't a goal after that, it wouldn't have even been, brought back or anything. But because of the goal, it then has to be. So it's like it's really annoying. It's really harsh. It's really soft. It should have been a goal, but I can understand why it got disallowed.
It's weird if you're offside. And then you go 1-on-1 or something, and you're blatantly offside. They don't call it because they're waiting for VAR. You get a corner. VAR's not going to pull that back. You go and score from that corner. Happy days. If you actually slot that ball first time, then VAR's going to disallow it. So there's a lot of double standards.
Well, look at the handball for the penalty, right? Look at how long the play went on after that before it went to VAR.
Yeah, that went all the way to the other end of the pitch.
They nearly could have scored, man. Imagine they'd have scored. It'd be sweet, wouldn't it?
But,
technically, there's a lot of contention around that though, because they're saying it was offside before and it shouldn't have actually been.
He was.
I said that when I was watching it. I went, he's offside there, and there was like,
he was offside.
Better not mention that in case VR
so
watching my stream.
The full-time stuff,
mate. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. How can you say that is a foul on Bamford, on Gabriel, and then you're telling me at the same time that this is not a red card, huh? Look at that. Look at it. Look at that. How is that not a red card?
It is a red card.
He could have been killed. He could have been killed.
It is a red card, right? And I saw people saying, right, that Bamford made a meal of it, which he did. It's Bamford. He loves play acting. Look at against Villa, for example, and all the players.
He said that thing, didn't he, where he spoke to the refs and they said, "Oh, you're basically not going to get it given if you don't go down." So
no, I get that, but I'm talking when you watch it back, it's embarrassing to see
it's
how
ridiculous,
much. But it's like in the Amazon documentary when he did it against Villa, when you saw at Thorpe Arch when they were all like taking mick out of him, like, and they were like, no, and you can take a step back and realize like, oh, you've got to do it. It's funny, blah blah. But like you say, he's got to make a meal of it for one, and two. No matter if he makes a meal of it or not, no matter if there was even any contact, there doesn't have to be contact because Gabriel kicked out. His intention.
It's the
his
intent,
intention. It's the intent, and he should have had the
what
red
David
card.
Beckham did when he got sent off in the World Cup for a little flick out like that. I'm sorry, that's a lot more than a little flick out on Simeone.
No penalty, by the way. Let's just
No, I don't think it should be a penalty.
No penalty,
yeah.
but
then it should be a red card because for me, so Arsenal fans were saying that because Bamford ran into it, and I think he ran into him on purpose out of frustration, but it was only like a little nudge, and Gabriel went flying.
That was dirty.
It doesn't matter that Bamford's done that because to me, there's a difference between bumping someone with your chest and shoulders and somebody purposely trying to flick a leg up and kick someone.
Oh no, yeah, that's the game. That's the game. People have been doing
but
it.
It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter that Bamford did that first. It's still dangerous foul play or dangerous conduct or whatever you want to call it to try and kick someone. So, to me, it should have been a red card.
Yeah, the right outcome from all that fiasco for me would have been free kick, Arsenal, Bamford yellow card, and Gabriel red card. I think that's what should have happened. I can't believe it got rescinded. I was in complete. I knew for a fact that it was going to be Arsenal free kick. As soon as he went to screen, I'm like, they're going to overturn this to an Arsenal free kick because of the Bamford push. Which is fair enough. That's the correct decision. But to then rescind the red card, I'll never be able to explain that.
There's an argument, though, in this game that is not to do with this, but there's an argument that we sort of stick on and remonstrate over the points of, like, we should have scored that penalty. Gabriel should have been sent off and stuff, which they're all talking points because it's an injustice. But we should have won that game without those. Like, we had that many chances that we should have. We can't just put it all on the referee. There's like a level of acceptance that we are not good enough at scoring goals. We're like, we can create plenty of chances.
The ref had a good game, I think.
Away.
Ref had a good game, I think, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the goal's probably the main thing, and the red card, like, but it wasn't. What I'm trying to say, it wasn't like he's made the complete and utter wrong decision. Though they are both debatable. It's not as though it's both sets of fans are absolutely 100%. You've done the wrong decision there. The goal is debatable. Obviously, we'd have liked it to be allowed, but by the rule book now, in today's game, it probably is the right decision. Annoyingly, as harsh and soft as it is, and the red. Well, but I'm in today's game, probably
I don't think it is though. I think the referees.
The red card, I think,
because I'll tell you what happens, right? The way VAR works, if he gives that goal, VAR don't overturn it because it's not a clear and obvious error. But
that's the flaw with VAR, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. So because he gives it, they again look at it and say, well, it's not a clear enough obvious error for us to overturn it and say it is a goal. But if he gives it, the goal stands. This is the thing.
Interestingly,
was bullshit, man.
The power cut. Had they not have been able to get VAR sorted, they wouldn't have played
the game.
I think they would have done.
No, they wouldn't. I don't think they would have.
Marsh said that he was happy to play the game, apparently.
Yeah, he would have been, and everyone would have been, but I don't think the Premier League will allow to do it. Because it allows scripting, mate. Allows scripting. Mate, it's ridiculous. How have we got to a stage? We played football for hundreds of years before this without any kind of technology or whatever. Jumpers for goalposts, and we're kicking around footballs. Nowadays, we're sat there for half an hour because one piece of video assistant referee, they've got about 7-8 officials on the pitch. Why the hell do we need to cancel a game for a stupid-ass camera?
I personally think with them lot coming from London, etc., if both teams, managers, whatever, were in agreement, I think the game would have been played.
Yeah, but you're saying that as if they give a rat's sauce. You're saying that as if they give a rat's sauce about fans travelling. They don't care.
It then brings the game into sort of disrepute, though. Because can you imagine that game going ahead without VAR?
That's what I'm saying. This is the point I'm making. We would have most likely won.
Yeah.
Or it'd have been 1-1 with the penalty to win it. This is what I'm saying. So it's interesting to look at when everyone says, have the game without VAR, it's better without it. That game would have been completely different without, because so much happened that relied on VAR. And
there's also probably a lot of legal ramifications around the fact that they have to use VAR because of how much a point is worth financially for a lot of teams. Imagine some decision goes wrong, Arsenal don't win the league by 1 point in the end of it, and it's because there was no VAR, and then they sue the Premier League, and then everyone's...
but that's what I'm saying. Both clubs would have been in agreement to play that game without VAR.
If Arsenal had agreed to play the game without VAR, and then there was a VAR-able, which is a new word I'm going to make up, decision that went against them and we won the game, they don't have a leg to stand on, do they? Exactly. They couldn't go back to the Premier League and say, oh, well, with VAR, we'd have got a point. And they'd say, well, no, sorry, there was a gentleman's agreement before the game between both.
But unfortunately, gentleman's agreement doesn't mean anything, mate. Unless if it's written down in a contract and signed, then a gentleman's agreement doesn't mean jack diddly squat.
Let's move it on anyway. Arsenal, we lost the game, we move on. We're all confident. Yeah, we're all confident. We're bouncing. We've got Leicester City tomorrow. And JT,
I don't know how to say bouncing.
The massive news came out today that Pascal Strauss picked up a knock, which means your boy, Senor
Leo Chiesa,
Senor FIRPO, is going to be
Senior Daddy Tier subscription, FIRPO. Let me just correct you there. Now, I'm not happy that Strike's out. All right, I'm not happy at all because I want to see him in centre half, man. I've been telling you, when are we going to get Cock and Strike at centre half? Strike is our best centre half. Cock's our second best. But if it means Senior FIRPO is starting at left back, then hey, I guess I'll have to take it. You know, it's absolute silver lining and a half. I'd call it a gold lining, in fact, because this is going to be the difference against a side like Leicester. Again, another park the bus merchant, another anti-football merchant, pure Brexit ball. All right. And Rogers ball my ass passing it out of the back. Dead food. Senior FIRPO down that left-hand side. Oh my God. Could you imagine the balls we're going to be getting in? It's going to give so much space for Harrison. It's going to give so much space for Sinistera. It's going to give so much space for Aronson. We're going to be picking them apart for fun. And especially you said you want Bamford up top again. The balls into the box. We've barely been putting any whips into the box recently. And that is Senior FIRPO's bread and butter. It's because we haven't had the width down either flank. I know we tried it a bit with Stroik again, and he did come forward and score, but it's not the same. We don't have that natural width, and you're going to see it. You all laugh at me. You'll mug me off. You think, oh, he's just a delusional fan. Oh, he's just a fanboy. Yeah. Maybe I do have Senior FIRPO Blackpool highlights on repeat on my phone every day. Maybe I do have a poster of him on my ceiling before I go to sleep every night.
Just his mustache.
Just his mustache, just his beautiful, elegant, saucy face, his bulging quads peeking out the bottom of those shorts.
Look,
and mate,
JT,
I'm telling you, it's different story, man. It's different gravy.
Even Joe's
different
dogs,
gravy.
even Joe's
dog knows what's happening.
Yo, the dog
Even
started
Joe's
yawning,
dog's
didn't he?
yawning,
The dog
lad.
started
Yeah,
yawning. That's
yeah,
why I
yeah.
started laughing.
Don't even want to look at you. Don't even want to look at you.
Mate,
Don't wanna
it's
know.
different. You know, you mug me off. Wait till he scores tomorrow. I guarantee he scores tomorrow.
Although I think
guarantee.
I'd love him to.
How
I'd
much do you want to
love
bet?
him
What do you
to.
want to bet on it? What do you want to bet on it, huh?
Your
some
YouTube
sort of
channel.
forfeit that you have to do on the
My
midweek
YouTube
fix.
channel. Well, I don't want to.
No,
make
it's not
people
worth
that
much
happy.
actually, though, is it? So
Yeah.
You have to shave an eyebrow if he doesn't score.
Look,
I have to shave an eyebrow.
I hope FIRPO scores an hat-trick, man. He sounds like Pig off Simpsons, man. What's going on?
The dog
Yeah.
snoring. Sorry, I'll mute. Man. It's 'cause he's
No,
like,
it's all
He's
good.
getting
It's not
into
that
his,
loud,
like-
With
it's
that
just like a
lighting,
little
you look
quiet-
like the Pig off Simpsons.
But I hope FIRPO scores hat-trick, man. Like, come on, I want him to do well, but whenever we talk about him, we just got to be realistic and say that he hasn't lived up to the price.
No,
tag
he
of the
has
assumption
lived up
cost.
to it. He has
Oh,
lived
come
up to it. What do you mean he hasn't? The back end of last season and this season, he's been incredible. Every game he's played
Incredible.
this
This
year,
season. This
he's been
season.
sensational.
Where has he
He
played
came
this
on.
season?
He
You know,
came on
Joe?
against
Blackpool.
Villa, and he was
Blackpool.
impeccable. He was impeccable against Villa when he came on. When he played against Blackpool, mate, Benzema scratching his head about how he won the
Impeccable
Ballon
in
d'Or
those-
looking at that
impeccable
game.
in
I tell
those
you that
20
for nothing.
minutes.
Right, just so
Impeccable.
we don't go over the same thing again, because this is always what happens when FIRPO gets
Yeah,
mentioned.
true.
Just
But he's
to-
going to start.
Right, yeah, okay.
He's gonna
We
start.
know he's
Take-
starting.
I'm just going
We
to take
know.
your side for a second, JT, because I think in
Oh, here
this
we go.
fixture, it's actually going to be really important that the fullbacks overlap, and I don't think you get that as much with Strauch.
Don't get it at all.
I did a
Or
tactical
Rasmus, for that
preview
matter.
that came out today about the way they play, and against
Cheeky
Brighton
plug.
when they lost, was it 5-0 or 5-2 when they lost against Brighton? There was one of the goals where one pass through completely broke the line, and it was just two centre backs on their own, and the full backs were just way too high up the pitch. And the fact that we've got overlapping runners in there to take advantage of their poor defensive positioning, especially in crossing situations as well. You said that Bamford is obviously our best header of the ball. If he's going to be in the box, I've highlighted in that video that there's multiple occasions in which they get sucked out going to the wrong man, or they don't go to the crosser. Somebody like Mark Rocker waiting on the edge of the box, playing overlapping balls to Rasmus and to FIRPO on that side. If they can get balls into the box, they've been so disorganised, Leicester, this season, that Bamford could definitely take advantage of that. So I think Senior FIRPO could actually have a decent effect on it. Do you know what? I didn't even mean to say Senior FIRPO then. That was like, that was just
you know,
so
this
many
is a different
times.
geezer. You know.
You know what, as
I
well,
think they
they're
could actually be
terrible from
important.
corners.
Yeah.
They're so bad from corners as well,
Yeah,
are
but-
Leicester.
So are we.
Exactly.
No, I don't think we are.
Yeah, we are. Well,
I think
defensively,
one of our biggest problems from
Defensively,
attacking
we're not.
corners. One of our biggest problems from attacking corners is Strauch literally has a head like a 50-pence piece.
He almost scored at the weekend, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Good save from Ramsdale.
But he,
More than a million.
yeah, his headers just seem to always just fly anywhere. They come off the corners of his head. But if he's not in there, then you get a chance for somebody like Bamford.
Ironically,
the front post
Llorente's
instead of
actually
Viv.
good at slotting a header or two, but it's everything else in his game is probably where the shortcomings come. But
We
no,
don't
man.
understand.
And I don't want to hear no more a JT going, we can't create chances, by the way.
That's what I was going to say.
No
I was gonna get the last one up.
Oh,
and
come!
clip it
That
up
was
to
the
play in
word. That was the
stream.
first game we did because they opened.
No,
up
it
and we
wasn't,
did.
man. It's just when we're allowed to play, look at what we can do.
Oh, look at
When
the
we
week
get
before.
shut
Okay,
down-
exactly. But that's exactly what we're talking about. When a team
What?
sits back, we're not creating the chances. When we're allowed to play, we can.
Most teams can't, man. When people play against
But
you
that's
like
why I
that,
said
all
we
I'm
need
saying.
that guy that can pick the lock. That
Yeah,
locksmith.
But look, we should not even we should. We need to win tomorrow.
Yeah, we do. We do.
I think what we were talking about before, where you were on about the fact that when teams come to Ellen Road and they want to actually play against us, the better teams, we do well against them. But the issue is that we're in an awful middle ground where we can do really well against the top teams because they come out against us and we play a lot better against them. But even when we play better than them, they've got the quality to see out games. At the other end of the spectrum, we then go against teams like Leicester, Villa, Wolves, these teams who come and just sit in against us, and we struggle to break them down. So we're in a middle ground where we're good against the good teams, but they've got too much quality for us, and we're bad against the bad teams who we should be beating. So we're like in this middle ground where we need to start figuring out some sort of solution of how to beat the lesser teams, because at the moment we struggle.
But I think it is literally the width, like you said, because we need to spread them out more. We're playing without width, so that allows them to park two banks of four literally in their own box because they don't have anything stretching the fullbacks out, causing the wingers to come wide, open up the space in the middle. And that's why you could argue, I know Rasmus has played phenomenally the past couple of games. He's kept high quality attacking players quiet like a church mouse. But against a side like Leicester, who pose less of a threat, should we not whack Ayling in there and have both FIRPO and Ayling bombing down the wings, causing them a lot of problems?
Well, I was going to ask what we thought about Rasmus.
I
I thought it was good
phenomenal.
again.
Yeah, I think
it was
he's
good again.
defensively he's been really good, but
Going forward, didn't it, man?
yeah, we need more than a defensive fullback in this system, which is a shame because he's been really good defensively over the last couple of games. So
he even started to go forward against Arsenal, but it still wasn't enough. It was still like nervy.
It was as if he's not 100% committed to it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
And if you're not 100% committed to it, then you're not first to the ball. You're not first to make that overlapping run and put the ball in the box. Like any doubt, and it's not good enough. But like maybe. I mean, Ayling's not over the hill yet, and we know that he can provide good stuff in an overlapping role. So maybe certain fixtures are for Ayling, certain fixtures are for Rasmus, and then maybe towards the end of this season and next season, Rasmus is then our permanent fixture at right back. I don't know, but
I know.
maybe
The only
it's not
thing
a case
is,
of
it is harsh to take him out after the way he's played.
yeah, but maybe it's not a case of dropping them. And Marshy's a man manager, isn't he? So maybe it's not a case of dropping him
Rotation.
and saying you dropped. It's a case of him going up to him and saying tactically in this game, this is why we're going to put Luke in instead of you. But maybe in the next game, we need somebody who's stronger defensively because we believe you can keep this player quiet. Like keep it. Do you know what I mean? Keeping his
to
head
be
up,
fair, we have a
saying,
game literally on Sunday, so
yeah,
it's a very quick turnaround. So we probably do need to start
2
making some
games in
changes.
4 days, man.
Which we need to start making some changes. Then could one of them be? Speaking of changes, I don't know why he hasn't featured yet. Willie Nonto. I think it can offer us something.
Willie or won't he?
Gelhard hasn't really, but yeah,
Not a change.
I mean,
But he wasn't on the bench, was
You
he?
see
It's
some
not-
of them
but
come on
throw
and
him in
yes,
there.
sitter.
I genuinely, Somerville's
Some of
pissing
them,
me off because I
Yeah,
don't.
of
course, Phil,
Why
man.
it's not his fault that he keeps getting brought on, but he's not good enough yet. I've seen.
He
Everybody's
has
seen
been,
a
but
lot
that
of
was
stuff
poor,
in the
man.
under 23s and under 21s of Somerville, and it looks on the outside. You look at that footage of the 21s and the 23s, and he's tearing people up, and you're like this looks class. And then you put him in the first team, and he just has never done anything to convince me that he's worthy of a first team place.
It's his
I would love to
physicality a
see
bit,
him
isn't
go
it?
on loan to the Netherlands again, or to Germany, or to somewhere else where he
Fulham.
could play for. Well, anywhere where he would get regular first team game time.
Yeah, but I did. That was a flipping sitter, man. Oh, I couldn't believe my eyes. Which is why I was thinking, why the hell did you
Who did he
take
come on
Cine?
for?
Why did you take Sauce off for Sauce? Well, Sinister came off, and that's
so
why
he
I was
bags that.
questioning. But apparently, he picked up a knock. Someone was saying apparently, Sinister picked up a bit of a knock, which could be questionable going into the weekend. Hopefully, he's all right. But I would have definitely kept Sinister on, because in the key moments, like you say, the guy with the confidence, the cojones, the stigats to perform in the big moments like Rafinha. I think I see that same winner's mentality in Sinistera in abundance. He's so good, man. He's so good.
Talking of players on loan and players we've let go and all that, going back to what we said earlier, I've just had a cheeky look at Tyler Roberts' stats for QPR.
Boy, he's been killing it, brother. He's been killing it. He's been killing it, man.
Hey,
I've got a
Lewis
lot
was
of
clearly about
QPR
to say
fans.
the opposite thing.
Well, what's the stats? What's the
11
stats?
games, no assists and 1 goal.
No,
the Championship.
No.
That
He's
goal
been
was a
killing it.
screamer, though, so it counts as 2.
No. Counts as 3. Mate, I've got a lot of QPR fans, and they've been telling me they've been very impressed with his performances. So
There you go. Balling. He's been balling.
What about
Are you all confident with Bamford starting and leading the line?
I would
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
to, yeah. I think there's only one way that you get rid of that ring rust, and it's by playing games. So
Ring rust.
yeah.
yeah, but if he
Needs
plays,
to
he's
go
gonna have
back
to
in
come off
there.
in 45 minutes.
Him and Gabriel going at
Not
it.
necessarily.
Yeah, because
Next
look, he got
series.
a game in 4 days. You can't play him for 90 minutes and then
True
start him
that,
again
true that.
against Fulham.
We
He
should
did
give Willie a
mention-
chance then.
Didn't Jesse mention that he is going to play, or mentioned that Joffrey and Nonto will be involved? Didn't he say
I hope
this?
so.
Yeah, for 1 minute of the game, brings him on in the 90th minute again.
I want to
He
see
goes.
Nonto just run at a defender, because nobody's seen him in the Premier League before. So just give him 20 minutes, 15 minutes at the end of the game. Just get him on the ball, fresh and fit, running at somebody like Johnny Evans, who good defender, but he's slow as anything. Like, if you can get Nonto on the ball running at players, then don't know, he might make something happen, and it's worth trying, especially if it's like 0-0 or we need a goal.
Wow.
Yeah, so Jesse Marsh says FIRPO will start Nonto and Gelhardt both to be involved as well.
Yeah, well, like,
when he says
what-
to be
what-
involved, does that just mean on the bench?
Yeah.
Potentially, but do you think over the fact that we have 2 games in short space of time that we might see them? Does Rodrigo come out for you folks and Bamford leads the line and that's it? Or
I think, actually thinking about it, I think he'll just do the same as Arsenal, but FIRPO instead of
start
Shark.
Rodrigo?
I think so, yeah. Because
Really?
Yeah, because I just think Bamford ain't going to play 90 minutes, right? So Bamford coming on for the second 45 rather than playing 45 and coming off would do more for his confidence. Obviously, the fitness is the same for first half, second half. But obviously him coming on is exactly what happened against Arsenal. And then if we do the same against Fulham, and it's just easing him in. If you give him 90 minutes and he injures himself at 55th, it's like, yeah. And Rodrigo, again, you've got to maintain his confidence. So he makes one mistake and he gets dropped.
I think we might see a change to one of the 3 behind now, either at 45 minutes or something. But I think we will see a change to preserve not only for the weekend, but also to maybe put Rodrigo in that attacking midfield role, maybe twist things up a bit. Because Harrison, for me, he did get shoehorned into that number 10 role a bit in the second half. And I think he was one of our worst players there.
Well,
they were,
but
I think he was invisible in that second half.
Can I just put something to you? Because you obviously don't know this, but afterwards, Jesse was asked about that. And he said at half-time that Aronson and Jack came up to him and said, we think we should switch. And he went, okay. So how do you feel about that? As the fact that
he said that before, hasn't he? He said a young Tyler Adams when he was the assistant coach at USA.
But why does it take them to?
I think, look, that view which you're directing towards. I get it. I know because I've seen people saying it like, tell it manager to do his job. He should have seen that. One, for all we know, he might have seen that, and they've got to him before he's said it. Two, players are obviously going to see things and judge things differently than the manager does. They're on the pitch, they're experiencing it. Manager's on the sidelines. He might see one thing and want to make a change. Players might see another thing. They might have different views. They might have different experiences. It's like if they go up and go, right, I can't deal with him, but I think he could, let's swap, or I think I could do better over there, and he's going to, or it'll confuse them if we, whatever the reason was. I think it actually shows good initiative and the group, like, to go up to Jesse and go, right, me and Jack want to swap. We think it, and actually, I think it worked really well in the first half where they were, and actually worked better the second half. So if you'd say we're invisible, JT, I don't know where you got that from, because I actually think it worked.
That was hyperbole. That was hyperbole.
It worked even better.
I think he was our weakest attacker in the second half.
But I think actually being fluid in those attacking midfield roles can be a very good thing. Like, just between plays, like there's been a set piece, so when they go back to the positions, actually Aronson swaps with Cine or whatever, because you never allow a defense to get settled then. Like if
exactly.
If what's his face, Johnny Evans is used to facing up against Sinistera, and he's used to tilting his, like a defender will tilt his body a certain way to make him go to his weak foot.
Yeah.
But the next time we're on the attack, it's actually Harrison, and it's his left foot is the weaker foot. And he's already having to think more than he usually would about how to defend that player. And I think that can only be a good thing in terms of just those players can all play those three positions across that line. So for them to just switch and take it upon themselves to actually switch whenever they want to, and whenever they feel like there's a chance to, if Jesse gives them that freedom to do that, I think that worked well against Arsenal, because they didn't seem to be able to contain them very well when they were on the counter-attack and stuff, because they were always up against a different player. So maybe it doesn't matter where they start, it's where they figure out is the best.
I think Aronson was the most effective of the three by far in that second half.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah.
And then I'd say second, Sinistera. Especially first half, probably Sinistera as well.
Yeah.
And then Harrison, the least effective, which is why I was saying if we were going to change one, I would have potentially maybe brought Klitsch on for Harrison.
I don't think we change. To be honest. I think Rodrigo still starts. I think Bamford will come on second 45, and I think obviously FIRPO.
I think Bamford will start.
Yeah.
If you had the choice between 90 minutes of Bamford against Leicester and 0 minutes against Fulham, or 45 in each, what are you having?
45 in each, man.
I want 90 minutes, and we're just better with him.
But it's too soon to rush him in again.
It's
He's still not fit. He's still not fit, man. I'm telling you.
Because I don't think he's
the
got
way
it in
I
him
saw
to
with
play.
his legs, man. He usually does glide through
4 days.
defenders easily. He's not fit. He's not 100% fit.
What do you make? Here, this might be a telltale sign, though. Obviously, it was released. The players' fantasy Premier League teams.
Yeah.
And Patrick Bamford has transferred in himself and captained himself.
I think he's trying to get his confidence up, isn't he?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
well, no, but
that would something we don't as well.
That would point towards him starting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
maybe, but I who knows?
Is that true?
Could just be him having faith in himself scoring.
A goal against Leicester.
Yeah, exactly. He might just be licking his lips, but he still could be coming on at half time.
The good thing as well, also about Leicester, is that Danny Ward has not been very good this season, and I think he can be a good goalkeeper. I think he's capable. Like, as I've seen him for Wales pull off some amazing saves.
And they haven't got Madison.
No Madison.
Have they not?
No, he's suspended.
So all signs point towards Leicester beating us then.
Mate, I'm sorry. If we don't absolutely batter Leicester, then we are screwed.
But
this is the thing I said. It's go on, Max. Sorry.
I just finished my point that Aaron Ramsdale obviously is a lot better goalkeeper than Danny Ward, and he made some really good saves against us.
Man of the match.
Yeah, I think Danny Ward is a lot worse in terms of Bamford can take a shot or anyone can just have a pop shot, because there's a chance that in the form that he's in, he fumbles it into the back of the net, or like he doesn't make that save. Do you know what I mean? So his confidence is or will probably be, I'm not in his head, but it should be low because of the mistakes that he's been making. So if any of our players get a chance, we talked about this the other week, not walking it in, just have a crack, because he might spill it or he might drop it into his own net. Like, do you know what I mean? So I feel like
that was the problem with Bamford, right? That was the problem with Bamford the other day. It wasn't that he couldn't score. It was that he didn't even try, really. When he were 1-on-1 with Ramsdale at one point, a dink it'd have been in. And
so, I mean, he blasted it in his nuts.
He were bricked up, man, and he were just like, what
did you say he were bricked up?
Yeah, that's a bit mad, mate.
All right,
I hope Ramsdale wasn't where that shot went, because then that would have been really bad. That would have been really
I realised when I said it, and I thought, no one picked up on it. I'm just going to scale over that.
I let it go, you know.
Okay. Do you know what? Of all the people, right, I thought JT would have picked up on it, and it's Max.
I thought I'd let you off for once.
Max has done me in. Wow.
It's because I was just listening to what you said, and then my brain sort of went, rewind. What did he just say?
All right,
rewind time.
What was I meant to say? What was I meant to say?
He froze up when he went through. Because he went through on goal and kicked it straight at his nuts.
He froze, basically. He froze, and he was just like, well, what do I do? Like, shoot, man. Just
shoot. His brain just went,
dinky.
Bamford's scoring tomorrow, you know.
I hope so, man.
Let's
manifest it.
I've been manifesting it, bro. I've been videoing it. I've been tweeting it. I've been doing it, and I feel
like he did against Wigan.
Well,
yeah, that's actually why he made himself captain. He just looked at Joe's Twitter account. He's like, "Oh fucking hell, you know, I am scoring tomorrow, boys. That's it, captain incoming."
You know what? If he scores, I've already got the reaction video clip. I'm already ready. I've got so many comments, and I'm going to come for them all. I can't wait.
He's actually pre-recorded his
that's what I was
going to
say.
No, I've not pre-recorded it.
He's done Johnny Evans. He's Bamford.
Because I know he's scoring.
I told you these guys fake their reactions, man. You know, we actually need a win because Lewis is waiting for one of those goal reaction videos.
He did. I've had the frame sat there. I'm like, when was the last time? Them graphics looking a bit dusty, you know. I had to dust them down the other day, and I'm like, they haven't been used in a while. But it's been a
one against Arsenal would have popped views as well.
Yeah, man. Well, the video did well. I mean, I knew it was gonna. There was so much that went on, and it was look. It's a classic. It's one you look back on and think, oh, do you remember that game where we didn't score even though we had X, Y, Z chances?
Well,
and
we did that against Arsenal a couple years ago when Pepe got sent off, man.
Yeah, man.
We always bottle it against them. It's annoying, man.
Well, they're a different outfit now out there as well. You got to think like to what they were then.
Yeah,
I mean, at that point, we came up like, oh, we should be beating Arsenal. Like that was the mentality. Like it's ridiculous that it's gone from there to where it is now. So like, oh,
it's still Arsenal. Come on,
it's not though, man. It's not like there's a different. I don't look at them like that anymore. So they've achieved in that sense because the vibe that you get from there now is that it's a good. They've got good foundations, like, you know, they've won 9 out of 10 or whatever it is now.
Yeah, this is why I say we need to back Marsh, man, because look at what
well,
Get
it.
No, but it's no guarantees.
Let's, you know, I mean, Arsenal had a few more funds than us for a start to bring in like Jesus. But look, their identity is restored now, like Arsenal are back type thing, and you look at them and think, "Ah, right, it's Arsenal."
Boys,
yeah, but it's Arsenal, man. They'll throw it away in a couple of.
Boys,
maybe.
I think.
I hope they do.
If you could fast forward to Sunday and we beat Fulham at home, would you be happy with the point against Leicester?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think actually, if it depends if we beat Bournemouth as well. I think we need to take
that's the thing.
6. If we, I wouldn't be happy, but I would be more accepting of a loss against Leicester if we beat Bournemouth and Fulham and get 6 points.
We can't lose.
Right, we've got 5 games before World Cup. So my view of it as a whole,
I want 9 points.
Is we need 7 at least.
Yeah, I'd take 7. I want 7. 9.
Yeah,
I'd take 9. I want 12.
So if you're saying to me, would you take 4 points from Leicester and Fulham?
Yeah.
I can't look at it from retrospect because for all I know, then we go lose to Bournemouth, you know, and so right now, I'm like, no, actually, we need to beat Leicester and we need to beat Fulham. Fulham will be harder than Leicester, I think.
I don't think it will at home.
Do you not? Man.
Leicester just
Well,
got
it depends
a
how
point
Fulham
against
play,
Palace,
man.
by the way.
It depends how Fulham play, man.
Yeah, this is the thing. Leicester just got a point against Palace that we
Palace
failed
are
to
cheeks as well, man.
You might see
Palace are
Mitrovic
good, bro.
bullying
Yes,
our
I
defence.
mean,
See what we did to
in
them,
that
though.
game.
Yeah.
In 25 minutes. You know.
We need 6
45.
points. We need 6 points this week. We need 6
Yeah,
points.
we do, yeah. Because the mad thing is, right, 6 points, boom. And I know it's wild and I know it's early, but I'm already thinking, what were we worried about, man? This is mid-table. We're
But
going to
this
go
is
on
why
these-
when
We could have
people are
picked
saying,
Liverpool.
this is why when people are saying, we, quote unquote, we
yeah.
are in a relegation battle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
If someone says
we win
could
tomorrow,
be,
bro. We win tomorrow, we go up to 12th.
there you
Do you
go.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
then
but if we
win
lose
Sunday.
tomorrow, Leicester are
yeah,
1
yeah,
point
that's
behind
the
us.
thing.
But this
No,
is
yeah,
this is
exactly.
why I'm saying, right? If people say we could be in a relegation battle against them,
Yeah,
fine,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But don't put it out there like we are in a we're not. It's October. We're mid-table.
We're in a title
We
race.
win
more like-
2 games. We're
We're in
near the
a
top
title
6.
It's more like we
lose 2
need
games,
to
we're at the
win
bottom
this
3.
game in case we're in a relegation battle
Yeah,
at the end of the
yeah,
season,
yeah,
or
yeah.
like, or we could be like these are the sort of games you have
We
to
just
win.
need points, man. Everyone needs
It's
points. So
Leicester, man. Come on, we got to clap
No, we've
them.
got to win them. I agree
We're
with you.
Leeds.
without Madison as
Why
well.
are we
We've
taking
actually
L's
played the-
from these frauds?
We've
No, we
actually
should
played
have
the
got
least
them.
amount of games out of anybody in the Premier League.
Oh, Sally,
Actually, no.
don't stop.
Actually, like,
So, yeah,
there's
well,
not
thank
even a chance I'd take a point tomorrow. Actually, thinking, but they haven't got Madison.
The
Harvey
bottom of
The
Barnes,
bottom of the
score.
league.
They've won 1 game all season against
There you go.
Nottingham.
We have to score at least 2 because Harvey Barnes will score against us.
Harvey Barnes.
He's got issues, that kid. He's got some sort of vendetta against us, and I'm
I
sick
didn't
of
even
him.
know JT had that voice in him, and that's creeped me out. It's creeped me out. It's like, where's that coming from? Oh, that's JT.
What can I say? I'm a man of many voices.
But yeah, look, yeah, we need 6 points this week, and we need to win tomorrow. Like, I actually half
No.
considered a point when you asked me, and I was like, hold on, no, they haven't got Madison. The bottom of the league, they won 1 game all season. No, we need to win, and we need to win convincingly. Actually,
Oh,
as well.
we need goal difference as well, man.
Yeah.
We need goal difference. We need to pipe 'em, man. How long has it been since we had a good 4-0 hide? Oh yeah, we beat Chelsea 3-0. But how long has it been since we've had a good 4-0 hiding in our favour?
We enjoy it in the
Like
Midlands
Miller.
as well, man. We've got a good record in
Absolutely.
Midlands recently. So
Bamford scored a scream against them last time, so I'm expect. I reckon he. I nearly put a bet on the other day, 14-1 for him to get 2 or more. I'm that confident that he scores. I genuinely think, and then he'll score against Fulham, and he'll go on a bit of a mad maze up for me. I think that's what's going to happen.
and then he'll get injured. I'm joking. I hope not. Please.
Yeah. He won't.
Mate,
We need.
What a donkey.
We need 2021 Bamford back.
Yeah.
2020 vision.
2020.
Mate, that Bamford was different gravy, man. Different gravy.
Let's get some score predictions on, boys. Let's get some score predictions.
Scores on the doors.
I want both. I want one for Leicester and one for Fulham. Lewis, we'll start with you.
Okay. 2-0 Leeds tomorrow. And Fulham 2-1 Leeds.
Nice. I like that. JT?
4-0 Leicester. Well, as in Leeds beating Leicester 4-0.
Okay.
And then I think it will be 0-3 Fulham.
No, come on now, be serious. Suchess just missed a sitter.
I know. West
Go on,
Ham
what were
missed
you
about
saying?
4 sitters.
What are you saying? 4-0 to Leicester.
No. 4-0 to Leeds against Leicester.
All right, okay. And
Yeah,
then 3-0 against
3-0 to
Fulham.
Fulham.
Then 3-0 to Fulham.
Yeah.
So you're
I
not
don't want it. I'm not happy with it, but I think it'll happen.
No, you're lying.
Fine.
Max,
So
go on.
on, JT.
Go on, Max.
I think we win 2-1 against Leicester. I think they're so frail at the back that we score at least 2 goals. And I think Harvey Barnes scores against us, so 2-1.
Bamford, Brace, and Harvey Barnes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
Just
think
and
will
then-
happen as well.
Man.
We'll just have Harvey Barnes' face photoshopped onto Thanos saying I am inevitable because he just
Is it going to be
scores every
Is it going to be
single
one of
time.
those games where 2-0 up with 25 minutes to go and the pull one back and it's like
Yeah, and then it's just literal. There's a lump in the pants.
Well,
at
I'm
the back.
there, so I really hope it's not.
Now I think look, it all depends.
Leicester.
If we batter Leicester, I think we're going to Fulham in a good stead, don't we? And it's
yeah.
about getting key players back on form, whether it be a Rodrigo scoring. I really want to see Rodrigo score for his confidence because after that pass, he looked really low on confidence after that. And
You
I
want to
don't
see
like to see it
Rodrigo
for any man.
score? You're not going to
Yeah.
start, man. What about Bamford?
I want to
Do
see
you know what it
both
is
of
as
them
well?
score.
Do you know what it
I
is? We
wanna
can
see
actually say
my
this now,
boys
by the
score.
way. We can say this now, by the way. That whole debate we had at the start of the season, people going, Rodrigo's the man. Well, you know, sorry to stick the boot in type thing, but
He's not
evidently not.
consistently the man.
Yeah,
There
but
you go.
why is everyone forgetting the fact he was also injured? He was in great form until he got injured.
I'm not. I'm saying the people who said he's the answer, so we don't need to sign a striker because apparently Rodrigo was going to be on a goal a game and not get injured all season. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah, we
silly,
should've signed
silly
Gakpo.
stuff.
We
Silly
frauded
stuff.
that.
Yeah,
up, man.
I know.
Could you imagine that front line with Gakpo and Sinisostra together and Harrison? Oh.
Also, but
Huh?
Oh. Wait,
Hello?
hang on a second. Let me get my trusty source out here. I've got the English.
someone said
Premier
before
League.
that also Madison, Evans, Soyuncu, Pereira, Wilfred Ndidi, and Ryan Bertrand are all.
Oh yeah,
out.
he's not going to make it.
Yeah, this is true.
Sionchu's out, Bertrand's out, Johnny Evans out, Wilfred
Oh,
and
they are.
Ndidi is out, Ricardo
Ma-
Pereira's out, Madison's out.
5-0 Leeds. Bamford hat
We're gonna be-
trick.
We're going to be playing against
Sinisterra
actual
brace.
foxes at this point because they're going to have no players left.
Wow, mate, if that's true.
Wait,
Yeah,
that
we
is
have
true.
to win then, don't we?
This is facts. Facts
But
on
that's
facts,
just what
baby.
maybe that's the shake-up they need to go and win a game, but
No,
that would
indeed.
just be our luck. Oh, by the way, going back
Oh.
to it, I never said what my Fulham prediction was. I think we win that one 2-1 as well because I just don't think. I think Mitrovic bullies our defence and I think he scores a header. But we've got too much in the attack for them, so another 2-1.
I think we keep them quiet.
I think 2-1, 2-0. 2-1, 2-0, I think.
Conservative.
2-1, 2-0. Yeah, I do.
More of a
think
Labour
we'll-
guy myself, personally. Nah, just kidding.
No,
UKIP all
like
the way.
genuinely though, like jokes aside, if that's facts and they've got all them players out, they've got all them. What you saying? Who says out? Say it again.
And Ndidi is out. Ricardo Pereira is out. Johnny Evans, James Madison, Soyuncu, and Ryan Bertrand.
Right, the bottom at league, they won one game all season. They've got pretty much their whole team in terms of who's actually dangerous other than Harvey Barnes and probably one or two others I'm maybe forgetting. But I'm thinking like Ndidi and Pereira and Madison. They're all the main players, right? So if they're out, the record's gash. The bottom at league. If we aren't winning this game, I'm
It's
changing from
just be
2-0.
typical Leeds to turn.
I
up and
know,
get
but
whacked
it's
by-
in the back of my
listen-
mind. But if we ain't winning this game by at least 3 goals, that's
what I'm
you
saying.
know,
We've got to
we have
batter them.
annihilate them.
Listen, this is what I'm saying about Bamford. He will run all over Amati and Wout Fess. Like, he will run all over them. I think he scores. I'm that confident,
I
genuinely.
just think, yeah, like we need a win. hearing that, and after what we just did to Arsenal, the win, yes, you take it, but I think we also need to do it convincingly as well, which is why I'm saying because we should be like if they've got half their, 3/4 of their main players out, and like you say, I keep repeating myself that they've won one game, the bottom league. If we aren't winning that game by several goals, that says more about us than them. Like we need a convincing result, not just a scrappy 1-0.
Convincing.
We take the scrappy 1-0s. We need the 3 points. But I'm
Absolutely.
saying we need a statement. We need a statement.
Statement. Give us a
man.
statement.
Yeah. So
Statement
3
from the champ.
we win tomorrow by 3 goals. Fulham 2-1. I'll stick by.
Yeah, if we batter them, then I think Fulham will be more cagey. To be honest, I can see us blowing Leicester out of the water
Is
and
it
then
Fulham
going
or
and scrapping a
Bournemouth
2-0 against Fulham.
who are unbeaten in 6?
Well, Bournemouth are actually about to get beaten now by Southampton, but they weren't beating it, but they're losing 1-0 to Southampton, so that one looks like that's gone, which is a good thing.
I can't believe Liverpool are unbeaten. Well, not unbeaten, but not lost this one as well. West Ham have missed some sitters today. We could have caught them, man. We could have caught Liverpool.
Right, folks, I think that brings us to the end of this week's Midweek Fix. We've done an hour and nearly 15 minutes. I want to thank you all for being here and making this channel and these lads' channels and this podcast typey show a thing. So thank you very much for all your continued support. Please do like the video. The lads' channels are also in the title as well. So that's JT, Leeds Lady, and LUFC Lewis. No doubt the lads will be doing some content tomorrow and Saturday or Sunday. So make sure you check them out as well. But stick with your boy mainly, please. Because we're on the road to 16K. We're less than 50 people away from 16K, which is amazing. So
We're on the road to 16 subs over here.
No, these lads are killing it as well, and I really enjoy.
Not literally. There could be some federalis listening. Let's calm it down. Right.
Well, I really enjoy spending Wednesday evening with them. So
No, so missing out.
we do. So make sure you
My
send them
guys.
some love. Like this video on your way out, and we will see you next week this time. Yeah, after we've got 6 points and we're sitting mid-table, and we're like, yeah, top 10's a possibility, all this sort of stuff. So that's us, folks. Thanks as always, and we will see you next week. Peace.
I don't think I do it.
Arsenal started like house on fire.
Signing numbers.